Hi guys, how's everybody doing tonight? Okay, the first thing I want to get done before we get too far into the smaller channels is Mitchell's not in here yet, is he? Hey Mike and Rihanna. Hi Tony. Hi Danny. Hi Josh. Hi Rebecca. Eddie! Yeah, you better show up, Eddie. You missed last Sunday's. Okay, real quick, Josh, you and Mitchell, you do your lives Saturday at 10 in the morning, right? Mitchell's here. Good. And Mitchell, yours, your, holy crap. Okay, so 10 in the morning at 10. Okay, now Mitchell, your family farm one that you do on Thursdays is at what time again? I know I make it all the time, but it's only because I have my notifications on. And so, yeah, if my notifications weren't on, I probably would forget about it. But hi, Web, 7:30. Okay, I'm trying to write all this down. Okay, Chris, when is your lives? Devil Dog's Keeper. This is the first time you've been in here. Yay! I seen that strawberry limeade today. You got my address. Okay. Anybody that goes live, what day and what time do you go live? So I can write it down. Hi, Dakota. Holy cow. This is awesome. Bland's Promised Land is here. Okay. Chris and Larry, you guys go live at 10 a.m. Mondays. Okay, so Mondays, 10 a.m. Hold up. Where am I? Okay, Mondays, we are Mountain Standard, but right now it is Pacific time. Okay, so MT Standard. Okay, so Homestead, where you are. Homestead, where you are is Wednesday, 4 p.m. Central Time. Yes, I will, darling. Eddie, I'll email it to you. Right now, I got to get it all written down. Late night with Kettle Kitchen. Okay, so Kettle Kitchen is Friday nights at 9 p.m. PDT. And now Chit Chat with Kettle Kitchen. Okay, so Kettle Kitchen Tuesday night at 4:30 PDT. Oh wow, I didn't know that, Chris. I almost wish our state. Yes, Dakota, I know, you stream my Oils and Wellness Marshall channel. I go live Mondays at 3. Okay, so guys, Oils and Wellness with Marsha. She is one of our new ones that we're trying to get at least to 100 subs. So if you guys have not subscribed to her, let's try to get her to at least 100 subs so she can do her custom URL. So that's Mondays at 3 p.m. And you're Kansas because of your Kansas Misfit channel. So Central Time, Marsha. Kansas Misfit Sundays at 3 p.m. Hey, and guys, Mike and Rihanna are also one of our new ones. Organized Pineapple, we want to try to get her to 500. Bland's Promised Land, we want to try to get them to 1,000. And Chris, we want to try to get her to 10,000. Okay, Little Ridge Farm. So if you are not subscribed to these people, please, let's get them up there. Okay, Little Ridge Farm. Let's schedule lives this month. So, Little Ridge Farm, your lives change? Thursday. Okay. Thursday, 16th, 7:30 Eastern. And then Tuesday.
Hey, leave her alone.
The 21st, 7:30 Eastern. I don't know when I will do a live, Wendy. I understand, Rebecca. Yes, Cody Farrow is my son. He's the one child that makes me feel old because of his age. Okay, let's see. Is that it for lives right now? Okay. Yes, he's a gamer. Okay, let's see. We are hi Summer. Summer's my sister, by the way, everybody. We are working on writing down people's lives. So if you go live, make sure to type it in chat so I can get you written down and get you on the calendar. Summer, I'm sure you know it, but Cody Farrow is your nephew in here. Okay. Yeah, Mike and Rihanna are at 989 subscribers, guys. Holy cow. We are so close. So, come on, if you guys aren't subbed to them, sub them. Bland's Promised Land, they're way up there too. So come on, let's get them up there, guys. Let's try to get organized. Still 21. Shoo. Dakota, honey, that's not even possible. Considering how old you are. That means you would have been born before I was. Okay, Danny Days, Homestead. Where is it? Okay. Live Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Central. Okay. Thank you, Jen. Hugs and love, sweetheart. Yes, Marcia, I got both of yours written down, hon. You'll be on the list too. Okay, it just skipped ahead. Where am I? Okay. Wendy Benjamin's in here. She's from Nova Scotia. I'm sorry, Chris. Man, I hate when we lose subs. That just irks the out of me. Okay, and I know Bland's Promised Land goes live because I've been and watched several of their live. So, Bland's, what day and time do you go live? Great Farmer Freelance, I know you go live. Because I've seen you in the tractor. Eddie, I know you go live. Okay, Bland's is Thursday, 8 to 10 Central. Double Dog, Saturdays at 7:40 Central. 7:40 Central. And Great Farmer Freelance, you 8:30 a.m. Eastern every morning. Okay, so every morning at 8:30 Eastern. Okay. To help the mods out, you can type in WW and it brings up your channel link. So, I mean, just in case, they don't get you. Steadfasts in here. Yay, they're another one I want to work on. Yeah, we have got a lot of really good channels in here, guys. Yep, just WW works just like that. Now, if two of you type it at the same time, then you won't do it. It won't do it. But okay, that's lives for now. You can, if you do go live and you happen to miss this live but watch it later, you can always email me and tell me, hey, I go live such and such date, such and such time, and I will put it on the list. But let's see, who do we have in here? Steadfast. They are at 457. So we need to try to work on them. We were up to 27 in here, and now we're back down to 22. Oh well. Okay. Okay, Steadfast. That's fine. That's totally fine. Rustic Traditions. Hello. Rustic Traditions. You're on this list too, I think. There's so many of you. Okay. My counts on here are from Thursday, June 9th. So this past Thursday was when I was making my list. So Thursday, June 9th, Bland's Promised Land was at 9:32. So, I mean, I don't know what they're at this exact point in time, but we can, definitely try to get them up there, get them to that 1,000 mark. Organized Pineapple is in here. Okay, she at Thursday night, she was at 453. So let's see, Steadfast, you're in here. They're at 457, so they are just under the 500 mark for that community tab. So let's see who else is in here. I'm surprised Dave didn't come in, but Great Farmer Freelance, he's at 428. So again, somebody that is just under, the being able to get to that the 500 mark. Let's see. Oils and Wellness with Marsha. Okay, Oils and Wellness with Marsha, she was at 81. So she is real close to that 100 mark to being able to get her custom URL. So we need to try to work on her. But just so everybody knows, feel free to type in your sub count. I mean, because I may not have you guys on this list because some of you were like in the 300 mark. So you were a little away from, a little bit more away from the 500. So I didn't include you. This is just people that are really close to their next goal or ones that were under 100. Webb's Web was in here. Webb's Web only had 26. So we need to try to get them up. I think I saw Chicken Beak Mountain. They were only at 30 subs, guys. So we need to work on, getting them a few more subs too. Let's see. Anybody? Mike and Rihanna, you're on here. Where are you? I thought you were on the first page. Well, no, that's Michael's Adventures. So, give me a second. I'm trying to. Did Il Caniron, Jason, did he get over his 500? Because Thursday night he did have 499. Okay, where are you, Mike and Rihanna? I know you're on this. There you are. Guys, Mike and Rihanna are at 988. I don't know what they are right now, but okay, they're at 993. Okay, guys, there's 25 people in here. If we could get him just seven subscribes, that'll bump them up to 1,000. Hopefully it sticks. But I mean, come on. Man, there's so many people I wish were in here. Hendrickson Family Farm 400. Mitchell, I've got to add you to my list because you're at 400. So now we got to try to work on getting you to the 500 mark. But I don't think it counts that way, Eddie. I really don't. Don't think it works like that. Summer, my mods have been putting up links to different channels. Guys, hit WW and it'll bring up links, and it'll bring up when they hit WW, it brings up their channel link, and you click on that and subscribe. And some of these people are really good, and yeah.
Okay, hurry up. Shut the door.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, just WW. Chris and Larry are so close to their 10,000 mark, guys. And when she gets to 10,000, she'll be able to start selling things off of her YouTube page. So we need to definitely try to get Chris to 10,000. But okay, let's see. Anybody else? Man, there's so many people I wish would have popped in. Man, so many are close.
Yeah.
Saskatchewan. So that would be Jordan. You're gonna have to wait, son. There you go. Okay. So, anybody I'm missing? But yeah, man. Yeah, it's so nice to see you guys in here. Chris and Larry, 9925. Oh my gosh, they are 75 away. 75 away from 10,000 subs. Mind you, I know there's not that many people in here, so I can't get you close. But man, if I get you a couple closer, it would be worth it.
We got a new tab. When we have a new tab.
Okay, Mike and Rihanna are at 998. Come on, guys. There's got to be 2 people in here that have not subbed to them. We just need 2. Just need 2. I know. Bland's is at 932, guys. So or at last count, that at Thursday they were at 932. I'm not sure what they are now, but Bland's, what's your count now, babe? Did I have Sweet Pea on here?
Ooh, the monster got this flash. Ooh, that's way bigger. So cool. Daddy, look. Look.
Okay, so Bland's is at 940. So okay, guys, Bland's is at 940. So let's try to work on getting them to that 1,000. On my YouTube channel, I am working on is he in here? Devin? I don't think Devin's in here tonight. Anyway, Devin kind of helped me out a little bit, but he helped me out, and I'm making custom things on my channel, and I'm listing them, channels under 100, I'm having all those channels under 500. Oh, come on. One away. Come on, people. Come on. Let's get Mike and Rihanna to 1,000. Come on.
Look,
Brampton's in here.
Transformer!
Yes, Transformer. Okay, guys. Okay, there's got to be one more person in here to at least let them taste that 1,000 mark. Because I know they may end up losing a couple of subs here and there. But Mike and Rihanna hit the WW. Oh, says 1,000. Tony says they're at 1,000. Yes! Now we have to make it stick. That's the only thing. We have to make it stick. Okay, that is so awesome. Let's hope and pray that it sticks. That is so awesome. You guys hit 1,000 on my channel. That is awesome. Man, I love you guys so much. You guys are amazing. Every single one of you. Annette, Australia. Hi, sweet pea. Okay, now she's not on her other channel. Huga, hi. She's not on her other channel. But for those of you that don't know, Annette also has another channel called Annie's Kitchen. And it is on my list somewhere. Man, I feel so good right now knowing that they got there. Okay, here it is. Okay, Annie's Kitchen is also Annette at Apple Tree Urban Homestead. That account of hers is at 927. Jesse and Lisa, hi. So, but yes, man, this is awesome. So, okay. Mike and Rihanna, where did you go? So, yay, I'm circling you. Okay, who do we want to work on? Brampton, you were real freaking close too. Okay, yep. Let's see. Brampton Gardeners at 964. There's only 23 in here, so I don't think I can get you to 1,000. But if you guys are not subbed to Brampton Gardener, let's do it. And real quick, while I am thinking about it, I know Tony and Chris, they were going to come up with me. So, Brampton Gardeners at 969. Oh, man, that's so close. Bland's Promised Land. Guys, they're at 940. Just so you guys know, I'm only working on the channels that's in here. You know, I mean, if you're in here, then I'm going to talk you up. I'm going to get you up. I'm going to try to do what I can. There's Mr. Tony. Chris.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Tony.
Look at you go, girl.
I know. That's so awesome.
Yep.
We got somebody to the 1,000 mark. Let's just, God. Okay, Chris is on the phone. So,
Yay!
Art and Adventure with Tasha. I'm not sure. I don't think they were on the list. Were they? Sorry, I'm doing quick scans. There. Yeah, that was a misspoke. No, Art and Adventure's not on the list. So, okay, man, guys, there are so many channels I wish were in here because they're like just a couple away from their next thing. Dang it.
I love your enthusiasm, but don't overstress yourself on it because you will be consumed by it. Okay. You're doing awesome. You're doing awesome.
Oh, but Eddie. Sorry, Eddie called me a scammer. But okay. Yeah, man. I wish there were so many. But anyway, I'm still gonna add a lot of these channels to my Mike and Rihanna didn't even know me until I sent out my mass email and started tagging them in my thing. But they were so close. I mean, they were just that hair away. And there's so many on this list that are literally like them, a hair away. And, you know,
what I was going to say is Eddie makes a good point. You know, one of the problems we have is that a lot of us are already subbed to a lot of these channels. And so it makes it hard, even though you might have 25, you might have 100 in your chat. But the problem is, you know, most of us are subbed to them, so we can only do so much. So, Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of smaller channels that I've got on this list. I created a customized. It is Brampton. Oh my gosh. I sat there forever until heck, Tony can verify. I was watching my subs like mad.
Yep.
Every live
Yep.
I was like, oh, I lost 5 subs last
Mhm.
night.
It's really the frustrating part. You get to a point, and I agree with everybody. And I know when I was on Eddie's live a couple of weeks ago, we had the conversation. No, it was on your live when all of us were on that night, and we
Yeah,
were
there was
talking about the number watching. And the number watching it's a natural thing you do. I don't care how much you want to do it or don't want to do it, you do it. But at the same token, we got to remember it's a numbers game, and it's what YouTube has established. So it's an up and it's a down, and it's up and it's down. I mean,
Hi, Chris.
Hello. I had to get the right camera going, and my sound was off, and it's been one of those days. It's Sunday.
I think you need to dump the GoPro expedition.
I think so too. I'm still dealing with it.
I know.
Still dealing with it. So we'll get it fixed. I wanted it for a trip. I wanted it for that trip so that I could go live in the car. That was the goal. So
I get it.
We'll get there. We'll definitely get there. So Wendy, I am so proud of you for everything, but I want to reiterate what Tony said to do not stress yourself out over this.
I know.
I did. 2 years ago when we started our YouTube, I did. And now that I've learned how to market our channel better, because we're not just YouTube, we're Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and, you name it. Once I learned that part of it and learned how to do Google ads and learned how to do Facebook ads and taught myself a lot of the marketing that I needed to do on top of running my regular business and directed customers to my channel, that's how we went up so fast. And that's how we're still doing it. And it's okay if you're not. That's the thing, because I learned that the hard way that I'm like, oh, we've got to get there. We've got, 50 more people to go. Don't get me wrong. Hitting 10,000 is going to be an amazing goal for us. And we're excited about it. But if we hit it next week or we hit it a year from now, we still hit it. And that's one thing that, Larry and I always talk about is we want to make sure that, our focus is still where we wanted, our YouTube channel to go. And that was being a family. So if it becomes a business and becomes stress, then it's not worth doing it. And that's one thing. I just want you to know that. I'm so happy. And I'm watching your channel grow as well. And Tony's also. Tony's is just going crazy this month. It's all about the jam, man. I'm telling you. But make sure when you're doing things that you're doing for the reasons that are important to you, not important to your viewers.
Right.
The people that's why we start every video of, hey, Chris and Larry family, because we see our viewers, whether we had 5, 100, or 10,000, we see them as family. We don't see them as subs. So for us, I'm sharing our life, I'm sharing our homestead, I'm sharing what we do with them for a reason. And it's to share what we do. It's, I'm not going to do these crazy, outrageous challenges and things that some of the bigger channels do to get more subscribers, because that's not what our channel is about. And know that when you go into this, make sure that you're going into it for your reasons and not somebody else's reason. So and be consistent. I mean, Wendy, you're awesome consistent already. But a lot of people will go, okay, well, I put up some videos and we're all the subs. That's not how it works. We have done consistent to do 2 videos a week or 3 videos a week plus shorts for 2 years. So our numbers are built up and we're doing a lot of that. Now, are there times that I'm like, okay, there's not a video. There's not a video. And we can say, well, there's always tomorrow. Because
The other thing that goes with that, Chris, and I think it's important, you said it last week on Wendy's Live. You guys, or somebody said it about you, one of the two. You guys, as well as Mennonite Farmhouse, Bland's Promised Land, all you guys who are bigger than, say, I know I'm bigger than some of the channels on here, but I'm just growing as of this last month. That's the honesty of it, okay? But my point in it is that you guys don't treat the smaller channels as smaller channels. We're still part of your community, and you guys still talk us up and talk about us and interact with us. And I think that's important because that, like, when I was at 50 and I had people saying hi to me as I'm trying to grow, that was uplifting. It was, see, people are recognizing me. One sub a day, and it was like, that's cool. Now I'm growing. Now I'm moving forward. And you get those hurdles, but as the bigger channels start talking you up and trying to put you out there as much as they can because they got their own thing to do, it helps the smaller channels. And I love the three I mentioned. You guys, like I said, Mennonite Farmhouse and Bland's Promised Land, they're always interacting. You guys are always interacting with everybody. And I think that makes a difference to remember, regardless of how big we all got there the same way.
absolutely. Absolutely. And one of the things that, we plan on focusing on how many subscribers we have is we all were small at one time, and it's those small channels that inspire us the most.
Right.
So for me, and when I go in and I see a list of names and comments, like I'm looking right now and I see Double Dog and I see Grace and Fire and I see Mitchell over at Hendrickson. I see people that come in and watch my videos, and I see people that come into my lives, and I'm like, but wait a minute, it doesn't matter whether I have 100 people or 100,000 people. I'm still going to say hello because that's me as a person.
Right.
And I'm never going to change that. That's what Larry and I have always talked about, is if we have 100 people in our life or 1,000 people in our lives, we're going to say hello to every single one of those people.
Right.
Because they're there for us.
See, and I struggle with that, in all honesty. I want to make one point before I forget or I get lost in the chat. Sorry. Devil Dog said he sent a raid last night and the big channel didn't even acknowledge it. That's my point. Chris and Larry Homestead, Mennonite Farmhouse, Bland's Promised Land, they acknowledge that stuff when it happens. Black's Tropical Homestead, they're on top of it, and they know these guys all come from somewhere and they're picking up on it. To have a group go in there, I don't care if it's 25, 50 or 200, that's an increase in your numbers and it should be recognized. But to go with what you just said in what you were talking about, the struggle I have is I'm trying to do something different on my lives, and I don't want to spend so much time on hello sub number 1, hello sub number 2, hello sub number 3, because I feel like the live loses its importance to some degree. So I struggle with that.
Hold on. Sorry. It was Miss Rowan calling me from Idaho.
Oh.
One thing I want to say for the big, smaller channels out there, make sure to join lives and make sure to talk to people.
Yep.
If you join a live and you don't say hi, you don't, comment, people aren't going to know you're out there.
No.
Exactly. No one can see you if you don't say anything.
You've got to be able to, type, in, hi all, and then people will start commenting back, hey, such and such, how are you? But, make sure if you're in a live that people know you're there.
But don't make it, I'm trying to find the word, but don't make it false. I mean, because you don't want a false relationship with somebody. Right. Every time I say hi to somebody, I'm doing it because I really want to say hi to them. Exactly. I'm not saying hi just because their name up and they mention my name, because then it becomes a false thing. And all of my whole thing, my whole goal in all this is evolving every single day. But one thing I'm picking up on, and it's one thing I wanted to talk about tonight, Jesse and Lisa are in the room, and Jesse uses a term, communitize. And I know Jesse will pop up and say, I didn't come up with it, and he's right. I can't remember where it comes from. But the term itself is very important if you want to grow. You have to interact. You have to be a part. You have to do the lives, whether that's in the live or doing your own. You have to make a relationship with the people that you have become a group of, because again, and I'll say it, I'll continue to say it, we're all overlapping with each other in everything we do. I don't care how you look at it one way or another, we are. And if you don't interact with those groups and those channels, you're not going to go anywhere. And that has nobody, you have nobody to blame but yourself for that.
Absolutely.
And the other thing, and I don't know, I think I heard it on Dale's live yesterday, but we are not in competition with each other.
No.
You know, we're here to build each other up, not compete against each other.
But I think what's important in what you just said is you need the channels and the people need to realize who is in this, not for a competition, because you will get, and I know Chris is wanting to say something, but I just want to finish real quick. There are channels out there that are in this for competition. So you need to figure out who is there to help you and who is there just to use you to get to the next step, because there are some out there.
Right.
Well, exactly. And, you know, having that community tab when you hit the 500 mark, I mean, and it doesn't sound like, you know, like I said, we're sitting at 10,000. We've had the community tab for over a year now.
Speaking of the devil.
But oh yeah, there's Dale right there. We're talking about you. But when it comes to things like the community tab, you'll see those as we said, you know, you're going to see the ones that are pushing for their own being, and you're going to see the ones that are pushing for their community. And I use the community tag personally. I have my own pictures I put in a couple times a week, but then I lift up 3 or 4 channels that I've said, oh my gosh, I just saw their video. You've got to go check this out.
Exactly.
Or I was in a live, or their live just started. Go check them out, you know, and here's the link. That's what those community tabs are for. They're not for self-promotion necessarily. They're for self-promotion with pushing others. And that's what we use them for. Like last weekend, I went and saw Nick and Danielle from Arizona Highland. I actually got to see them Saturday and Sunday last week. And so I joked when I ran into Nick and Danielle on day 2 of the weekend. And I said, hey, we've got to get a selfie because nobody's going to believe that I've seen
that picture of you and Nick. I've seen that.
So he was just like, oh, okay. And then I posted it almost immediately and said, you're not going to believe this. And Nick was so funny because he's like, oh, I'm with Chris, who's got, you know, all these subs. And I'm like, no, I'm with Nick. Like, I took it as a backwards. It's like, I was telling Dale, I'm like, I'm so jealous of his weekend this last week because he went and saw Pathways and he saw Gather Together. And they met together. And I'm like, I missed out. Like, I have to drive to Kansas to do it. You know, it's a 20-hour drive for me, but I missed out. And so I told him, I said, I'm so jealous that I see some of my favorite people all meeting up together. Yep. And so that's what this community is about. It's not me saying, subscribe, and watch my videos. It's, hey, subscribe, but check out, you know, so-and-so. Because they're doing things I am, and I'm actually going to change the way I'm doing something. Their video. It's like, Tony, your Jam It Up has inspired our family so much. We did strawberry limeade, black pepper, strawberry, because I had got 2 cases of strawberries came in. But we're doing black pepper, strawberry tonight, and we're pickling.
Good.
And it's all because of your Jam It Up June that I have put off doing canning for so long. And you and I talked last week, and I'm like, no, I've got to seriously do this. Well, yesterday I got a huge shipment of vegetables and fruits that came in, and I said, you know what? Guess what I'm doing today? So my dehydrator is full, and then I've got cases now of jellies and jams that we've been working on, and it's all an inspiration. And that's one of the things, though, you know, obviously,
If you guys want to come up, anybody that wants to come up. I can have 3 more people.
And so
Squirrel.
your collab has made it where my family's like, oh my gosh, we've got to do this. So tomorrow, I guarantee there'll be a picture on my community page of my strawberry jam along with a link to the collab. Because
That's cool.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't have done the jelly if you hadn't have talked up the Jam It Up June. I would have just freeze-dried strawberries.
But that also goes into this communitized thing because, you know, and
Hey, Squirrel.
it's all about putting it out there. And so I know a lot of channels have done it. Jesse is like on top of it. Every time he goes into a room, I am constantly seeing him posting it. Anytime, I'm trying to think of who else it is. There's somebody else that does that quite often, but the point is to talk it up.
Yeah.
You know, it only happens when it passes through everybody seeing it and trying to build it up. Just real quick, because I don't want to lose this again. Jesse said that term communitize came from Roost and Rescue. That's the channel that came up with it. We always try to say he came up with, but he's always saying, I didn't come up with it. I just use it, you know.
Okay, so I have there's 2 questions I have to answer. Jesse, Skittles were recalled and there are still no Skittles in my area. And every time I go to Costco, I look for you so that I can make you a package of freeze-dried Skittles. And secondly, Summer Reed, it says there'll be a professional taste tester for my strawberry black pepper jam. Shoot me an email and I'll send you one. How's that?
That's my sister.
Tell her to shoot me an email and I'll send her a jar of it. So.
Here's Dale.
Hey, I'm all sweaty and nasty and dirty.
Hello.
Oh, you look handsome to us. You're fine.
You're good.
So I don't know Lone Star.
Hi, Lone Star.
Real quick, a squirrel popped in. He is on the list at 439 subs. So he's, 61-ish away from his community tab. So if you guys haven't subscribed to Squirrel, let's get her done.
Guys, I just want to give y'all a little bit of advice that y'all are trying to grow y'all's channels. And take everything that I say with a grain of salt. Make more videos, at least 2 videos a week.
Mm-hmm.
And stay loyal to your channel. If you're a cooking channel, stay loyal to cooking. If you're an all over channel like mine, make sure you tell everybody, hey, we do a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And pay close attention to your views. If you have one video that has 10,000 views, try to focus on that and stay in that line of video making.
Little Ridge Farm.
Follow your subscribers.
Little Ridge Farm is from New York. He was my first guest on a live. He's a brand new channel with just over 100 subs, Wendy.
Yeah, he had 158 Thursday night, and I think he's got more now, but I was going to ask him how much more he's got.
Well, I agree with you, Lone Star, on that, trying to stay true to. So that's why I try to, in our description of our channel, we're a homestead family farm. Well, that means, and I do adventures and everything else on there. It's just anything to do with our family,
Mm-hmm.
Good. And don't be discouraged. If you like last week I was at 10,000 subscribers. Then I went down to 9,900 and I'll back up at 10,200 and it goes back and forth as you grow. So don't get discouraged when you lose subscribers.
That's kind of why we haven't done our 1K giveaway yet, because I hit 1K, just barely over it, and then I dropped below. Then today I'm back up, and until I'm a few over 1K, you know what I mean? I don't want to be the guy that we're doing a 1K giveaway and we're at
One of the mods hit Squirrel's link out for me, please.
If I could just stay at 10,000 for a couple of months, we'll do a 10,000 giveaway. But man, it's just up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Let me find Squirrel and I'll throw him up there.
y'all are all good. Y'all are all doing good. I just wanted to stop in and say hello and kind of give y'all a little bit of help. Anything I can do on Saturday night, we do the Willoway Ranch knows we do those channel shout outs.
Yep.
on Saturday nights and weird food combinations. So,
Okay, hold on.
and I always try to do the weird food combinations. It's not a popular thing, but it kind of breaks the monotony of the of everyday life. You know,
Yep.
makes some people laugh and makes some people gag. But anyway, guys, y'all,
Blake,
I just wanted to pop
don't get off yet. Saturday night at what time?
7 p.m. Central Time every Saturday night.
Okay, because I got to put you guys on the calendar.
Another thing I do is I got a lot of loyal visitors, viewers that come to my lives, and and they have channels. If they're under 1,000, I'll challenge that channel, like Willoway Ranch. I'll challenge her to a weird food combination where she has to pick 2 food items, whether it be anything you want. Like yesterday, I did corn dog and
Steven, get up here.
it was corn dog and key lime pie cheesecake.
Oh, that's
God,
different.
I watched that one.
It was actually really good. So you pick 2 and you make a video of it.
That one.
You make a video of it, and then I share it to all my channels, all my Facebook. I share everything out and to encourage everybody to go watch and subscribe to y'all's channels. So, and it really has pushed a lot of people over 1,000. So, if y'all are under 1,000, that's all I'm trying to do. Is if you're under 1,000, I want to push y'all over 1,000, and that's all I really do is just help out channels.
From my perspective, it's appreciated. So thank you.
Oh, you're quite welcome, Tony. Guys, y'all take it easy. God bless y'all. We'll see y'all later.
Have a good one. The reason why I popped up and I wanted to get in, for one, I was outside doing chores, and it's hard to say hi in a chat. Sorry, Wendy.
You're on my list. Go ahead. Sorry.
And for 2, I was listening to what Chris and Tony and you were saying, Wendy, about the community tabs and everything. That has been how I'm trying to utilize my community tab more than anything, is like Wendy's live.
Steven, you can come up.
I'm trying to share it,
Right.
Pathways earlier, I pushed it out on it. Occasionally, I'm like Chris, I'm trying to pop like just something in there, about our channel. But for the most part, I want it to be that, because I want my family, 9 Acre family, to know about you guys' channel. And that's a quick way I can just, hey, go check out these guys on live, or whatever. But
real quick,
go ahead. Sorry.
Michael's Adventures popped in here. I don't know if they're still here or not, but they're on my list, and they are at 968.
Oh, someone go.
Yeah.
They are so close. Another one that is really close to that 1,000 mark. So, guys,
that's like Mitchell.
If you're not subbed to Michael's Adventures, go do it. Let's see if we can get another channel to 1,000 tonight.
Yep. That's like Mitchell at Hendrickson. Him and I talk on the phone a lot and stuff. We've become good friends through this. And like his channel, it's like he cannot break 400. He breaks 400 and it's back. And
Right.
I mean, he's been like stuck at 380 for like 2 weeks,
And it's not from lack of trying, because he's trying everything he can.
He's got good content and he's everything. There's Mark from Little Ridge.
Hi.
But yeah, so if you are not subbed to Michael's Adventures, let's get her done. We got one channel to 1,000 tonight. Let's try to get another one. And yeah, I forgot what I was going to say.
Bruce, he subbed.
Oh yes, now I remember. Sorry, I'm getting old. I swear, I've got like 40s dementia. But
you're doing more than I'm doing in homework trying to get my degree.
For all you newer channels in here, I swear, check out Mr. Boots and Bounty. Subscribe. Grace and Fire, if you're not subbed to Mr. Boots and Bounty, do it. All you smaller channels, if you're under 500 or so, check out Mr. Boots and Bounty. He has this thing on Wednesdays called Help Desk. And he also shouts out
Excuse me.
some channels and shows their channel page, but he also teaches us a lot of stuff. About different programs that he uses, things he knows about YouTube. And so, his wife is actually in charge of their bigger channel. And he is, I think he's got like maybe 300 subs on his channel. But I promise you, it's worth it. Sub to Mr. Boots and Bounty. They're subbed on his channel. But I promise you, it's worth
But
it.
I think part of the other thing that goes along with it is not only are those relationships built and strengthened, I know from
somebody
for fact there's 2 or 3 channels that have had no problem coming out and say, how can I help you? Chris and Larry, they're right there for that. They have no problem with what can I do to help? How can I do what needs to be done? And there's tons of other channels out there. Casey and Steven, Mr. Boots and Bounty and Boots and Bounty. Dale, even though you and I have never had a phone-to-phone conversation or anything like that, you are right there every time. How you doing? What are you up to? My point I'm getting to is that there's so many resources out there for us to use, and I don't think that they're used enough. I think that's part of the problem.
Well, and don't be afraid to ask. I think that's one of the keys is people are afraid to say, hey, I don't know how to do this, or I've seen this on your channel or your live or your videos. What are you doing? I mean, I don't know how many times I've asked Dale, what camera are you using? Because it's driving me crazy how great your picture is.
I know, it's so clear.
So, but don't be afraid to ask those questions to anyone.
I'm sure it's not Dale's camera. I'm sure it's just a.
You're just crystal clear, Dale. That's all it is.
I haven't got a chance to meet Little Ridge Farm. I've seen you, but I don't know you personally. So,
hey, nice to meet you, Mark.
Yep, Mark. Okay, nice to meet you.
We got to get your channel up there, Mark. Hang on.
I mean, if nobody's subscribed to my channel, you oughta. I got a cutting board giveaway. As soon as I get to 500 subscribers, you can have your own logo put on it, your own name. I got a couple videos up from the part 1 of the cutting board, and then part 2 of the cutting board afterwards. And as soon as I get the finishing products or whatever, we'll be putting that up there too.
Eddie's being honoring.
It happens.
Josh was being honorary from Skinner Farms too. Josh, if you want me to call you, email me your phone number or something. I'll call you and I'll help you all I can help you. I was on Mitchell and Josh's collaboration Saturday morning. Lisa and I that they do at 10 o'clock. They want to just start interviewing different channels, and try to switch it back and forth. I think that's a perfect collab. I really do. And it ended up, it was supposed to be 30 minutes long. We went like an hour. And It was easy. I mean, that was like the first time I pulled Little Ridge in last Thursday on our live. I normally do like a 1 hour live. It went a 2 hour live, and we had plenty to talk about. It helped both of our channels out because his family or I hate subscribers. I'm like Big Mike from MT Homestead. I hate subscribers, but family members, they don't know me. He's on the East Coast, I'm from the center, and I know this is a worldwide program or whatever, but you tend to, wherever your geographical region is, that's where it's going to push a lot of channels to you at first, so it worked out perfect for us. And I guarantee you from this point on, 9 Acre Family Farms will have a StreamYard link going so that people can come into our lives because it makes your live so much better. If I'm just a talking head here the whole time, and on the chat, pretty soon unless I'm really flamboyant and really can follow along with chat and have a good interaction there, somebody's going to get boring. You know, they're going to get bored out of the deal. Where if you have someone on the screen that maybe they don't know about, they're describing, you know, stuff like that, that really helps your live, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Mitch,
I got a few things, and I think I'm going to get with you, Dale, and I'm also going to get with Double Dog, and I think we're going to do something one night. I just trying to work out a few more details, and I think it'll go off pretty good. We'll be able to maybe get all the channels to come right together. So
that's Double Dog, and that is a great point. I'm glad you brought up Double Dog, Mark. Double Dog's
There
live.
actually is a bobblehead channel, Summer. Bobblehead Homestead.
Or all of our bobbleheads agreeing over here.
He sent everyone to Bobblehead and said, hey, go crash his live, you know? And that's what you need to do. If you're in a live and you know another channel's coming up, you need to make sure and tell all those people in your live, hey, go to this live. And like my channel, for instance, I'll say, go to so-and-so's live and tell them 9 Acres sent them that.
Oh.
You know? Because we need to make sure that not only are we helping out with this subscribing or joining their channel or whatever you want to say, but go back, watch video, at least watch 2, make comments on 2 of them.
Right.
And then make sure that they understand that they're coming into your live, that you're going to go back and support them somehow. Now, does that mean I can be in everyone's live that is now joined my family? Guys, there ain't enough hours in the day for me to do it. And I mean, the problem is 4 of them will have a live at the exact same time. So I'm just popping in quick, you know, and saying hi and that kind of stuff. And I'm not a very big channel. I don't know how Chris does it.
yeah,
You know?
I mean, I can go up 3 lives at
Couldn't
once.
imagine being that big.
Difficult, and on the days that I'm like really busy, it's really hard to try and keep up with everybody's channels that are popped up in my notification. I mean, I do my best, and if I miss you, I'm sorry. I will catch you the next time, but I do everything I can to try and, you know, help everybody out, and you know, because that's what we're all here for, is the same thing. So, you know, we try to help everyone the best we can. You know, you have any questions or anything, just shoot them over. I'll answer them the best I can. If I can't, I'll find somebody that will.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know, as Wendy was asking earlier, you know, when does everybody do their lives? Well, I like to do mine Saturday nights at 8 o'clock, but if I send an email out to somebody to do a live interview with them, I go with their schedule. You know, like I got one coming up on the 16th at 7:30, which is on a Thursday. Then the next week I got one coming up on the 21st, you know, at 7:30. It just works for them. And that one channel has like 4,500 subscribers. The other one has 45,000.
Holy cow.
So these are the people that I'm trying to interview to learn from them, to teach everybody else without them sitting on one channel and trying to figure out how they're trying to do everything. I try to ask a bunch of questions. I had Land's Promised Land Ranch. They were amazing. I love them guys. I mean, they're great. Their channel is. They come up on my live, and we had a good time. I could not get all my questions in, so we're going to have to do another one eventually.
Just real quick again, guys, if you guys are not subbed to Brampton Gardner or Michael's Adventures, make sure you get subbed to them so we can try to get them to their 1,000 mark. Organized Pineapple is at 453. Little Ridge Farm, 182.
183 now.
183. Okay. Squirrels Magnet Fishing, which is really cool. 439 last count. Great Farmer Freelance, 428. Oils and Wellness with Marcia, she's under 100 at 81. Let's try to get her to the 100 mark. Steadfast Homestead, 457. Chicken Beak Mountain, they were at 30. Let's try to get them up a little bit. Webb's Web was at 26. Let's try to get them up a little bit. Mike and Rihanna, we got them to 1,000. But if you're not subbed to them, go ahead and sub to them so we can try to keep them at that 1,000 mark. Annette at Apple Tree Urban Homestead. She's got a second channel that is Annie's Kitchen. She's at 927. So if you guys want to sub to that one, that would be awesome also. Okay, that should be everybody that's in here. Okay, go ahead.
No, Annette, Apple Tree Urban Homestead, or Annie's Kitchen. She's from, so everyone I know here is from the, she's from,
Me?
she is like in our chat. I've been in
You are sweating.
most of our chats. Remember, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. She's in the chat. She's modding for people. You know, go support her. And we went and started watching some of her videos from her urban homestead. Her garden's cool. I mean, it's an urban.
Be right back. He needs to drink.
Oh.
Josh said 500.
See, that's what I want to do. I want to interview people that raise animals. I want to interview that people that don't raise animals, but they have gardens and greenhouses. I want to do it all. I want to go right up the whole board. Anything that has to do with farming or homesteading, whether it's animals or growing something. And I definitely want to do the canning thing with people and stuff like that. You know, everything's going to be a stage and just go right through it all.
Yeah.
I don't want to be on a. I don't want my channel to be stuck on just one thing, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's why on my when I went and started doing the late night chat with Kettle Kitchen, it was actually intended for the purpose of Annette, Daz, who's over in Australia. I got Blue, who's over in UK. They're late for us. Their late night is our early morning, and they don't get even. They put themselves through a schedule trial. They really do, because of their time zone differences in totally different areas. But I put it up there so that we could have an easier conversation with them without them feeling like they don't get to interact. So
yeah, I got a couple of people on my channel. They're in Australia. I mean, I go on 8 o'clock at night. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. I think over there, somewhere around there.
Right. Yep.
It looks like I had a guy in Cuba I was supposed to interview, but he ended up bailing on me. But I'm going to get him again sooner or later.
That's cool. I think that's neat when we can do that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I want to interview people from all over the world. You know, everybody does everything differently, and sooner or later, it may not be your way with this, or the way this person does it. Or this one here might be like, oh, that's the way I want to do it. You know?
Yep.
Everybody does everything different.
Go ahead, Mark. Sorry.
Oh, I'm good. Go ahead.
I was going to ask Tony, so you're Jam It Up June.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry.
Yes.
For you?
Say that again.
Your Jam It Up June, has it been real beneficial for your channel?
I'd be an idiot to say no. There is no way I can say no. I mean, honestly, I've gotten to meet a lot of great people and a lot of great people who've interacted. I'm on the phone at least once or twice a day trying to help somebody. They need something with directions or help getting something loaded up. But the honesty of it, and I wasn't naive to the thought process, okay? I was going to get some new subscribers. Inevitably, I would, just because I'm the channel everybody's coming back to. So I knew at some point that would happen. I'm telling you, now remember and listen to what I'm saying, okay? On May 18th, I only had 200 subscribers. I'm sitting at 640, and that happened for 2 reasons. That is primarily because of Jam It Up June. We all knew that that was going to cause something. I got a shout out from a major canning channel, and that in one night, I gained over 100 subscribers from that shout out.
Oh, wow.
My point I'm trying to make is, in the bigger channels that are willing to take notice to who you are, stay involved in the community you're in, and like Chris and Larry, not treat you. I'm a big guy, so I'm not going to talk to you. That helps us so much, and there's no other way to explain it other than those 2 things. Am I going to change anything? No, I'm not changing anything because it's worked. Why would I?
Exactly.
So
Okay, guys, real quick. Sweeney's Creek Farm just came in, and they are another one that's close to the 1,000 mark. They're at 957. They are also from Australia, like Annette is.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't
Late
have
night with Tony at 9 o'clock Friday nights.
They're at 962 right now. That's what I'm seeing.
So Tony, that what led me to that was I watched your live with the four channels, like this type of situation about canning.
Yes.
And they were all from different, backgrounds, really, to me,
Right. Right.
and channels I hadn't heard of. And I want, it led me down the road to elaborate on what Mark says. That branching out to someone other. So we're a family farm. We're like a homestead, right? So everybody thinks that's the only thing we want to watch, and stuff like that. Don't be afraid to reach out to those channels, like Mark said, that have nothing to do with what you're doing. Because
so in regards to what you're talking about, I think you're talking Black's Tropical Homestead is where that originate that conversation. She got a hold of us because they grow. They're in Georgia. They have over 100 tropical fruit trees in their farm. Okay, but they don't can the stuff. They never went that step further. And she told, and they do some other normal things. And I'll give you an example. She said, last year we threw out 150 pounds of tomatoes to our chickens because we didn't know what to do with them. We couldn't eat them fast enough. She said, and we had froze so many that we couldn't lose the freezer space. And she's like, we need to figure out something else. Are you willing to help? And would you be willing? I'm like, why not? Why wouldn't I help?
Yeah.
Black Tropical Homestead is another channel I would like to interview as well.
They are awesome people. They are.
Yep, I actually sent them an email, but I haven't heard nothing back yet. I'm gonna have to send another one.
Send another one, and I'll actually let her know that you're trying to get a hold of her, Mark.
Yeah,
Homestead Love,
email me,
and they are under 100. They were at 28 last count. Homestead Love. So if you guys want to check them out and sub, let's get them closer to the 100 mark. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I'll interview any channel really, as long as it has, some pretty good content and have some videos. I'll even pull people up that if they don't want to show their face, they don't have to. And still interview them, even if they don't really have really many subscribers and they just want to talk about what they do on their homestead or their farm.
Right.
I'll use them as fill-ins when people bail on me.
Right.
There's all kinds of different ways to do it. But when somebody bails on you, sometimes you're hung out there. It's like, man, I don't have nothing to do now.
Well, and there's nothing you can do about it at that point. But I think what's important really from where, and just to go back to what Dale said and what Mark's saying, I think that, again, I'm going to use my fingers to show it. We're all crossing over to some degree or some way. Now, and Mark, please excuse me, but I'm going to use you as an example. I don't know Mark's channel because I haven't looked at it. But Mark could be a gardener and a cook, but he doesn't know anything about homesteading or raising animals or that kind of stuff. My point is that if we can all work together, eventually at some point in time, we're helping each other learn. We're giving each other information that we don't have. We're putting contacts out there. We're helping each other build our channels up, and the information, again, coming back to the point, getting better and more content out there for your channel as well.
Yeah, my channel right now is I'm building everything from scratch. I lived in a carport for 6 months. I built a tiny home, and I'm now living in it. Still under construction, but I'm in it. 9-year-old daughter, and and I'm building my carport into a barn for my quail and my rabbits. And then next year, I'm going to do chickens and ducks, hopefully, and I'm hoping to be able to start a garden next year. Do I know much about growing stuff? Not really, but I'm going to learn.
But I'm with you, because actually what started me into the canning that everybody thinks I know everything about, I'm here to tell you I don't know everything. I know enough, but I don't know everything. But I was trying.
I've heard you talk on here a few times.
Okay. Okay. But I started out intentionally trying to do a garden that I could can my stuff into later. The garden was a flop and it didn't go through, but that didn't stop me. So now I'm trying to relearn the garden part of it, and I'm learning. I was attracted to everybody that knew gardening, and I knew nothing about it. So utilize people. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. We're all here to learn something, or we wouldn't be
Yep.
here at all. You know,
Yep.
they don't call this YouTube University for anything.
No.
You know.
And I wanted to let Dale know something. Sorry, real quick.
Go
You
ahead.
didn't get in this year, but I've already scheduled Jam It Up June for next year, and I'm doing Marmalade May and another one in July. So I already got you down on the list for it.
Okay.
Oh, good Lord, Tony.
Hey, we're already been trying out stuff for Noodle November. But that whole collaboration thing, I think, is very. I mean, a lot of people go, "Oh yeah, you do a collab," and they think of a collab as
Yeah,
like
he is.
I did with Pathways that gathered together, where we went and met up, and stuff like
What,
that.
Eddie?
Tony, what he's doing with this collab on this Jam It Up June or Noodle November or Marmalade May, that from my place, still be part of it. I think that is, there's something pretty interesting about that to a wide audience, because it's not like, oh, well, look, these guys, they went and hung out and stuff like that. It's actually, we're doing something there. And I know you're not the first one that's done it. But I think as a new channel for us, we've got growing, don't be afraid to put yourself up. Or make it flop, but
Yes, that would be a shipping nightmare.
but
I'll interview people that wrote books, cookbooks. If they make stuff like my road dog does. He does the cutting boards and everything for me. Tumblers, shirts, hats. I mean, I'll interview anybody on any of that stuff that will benefit anybody on YouTube for homesteading or anything like that. Everybody likes to read a good book, but when they're kicking back on their porch, eating their homemade jam or whatever, And everybody likes a good cookbook to learn different recipes.
Yeah.
But see, that was part of what this made this, I think, instead of doing a collaboration. Sorry, I got a kid crying in the back. What made this collaboration different, I think, from some that have been coming out has been everybody's been saying, okay, on day 15 of a month, let's all just drop a bunch of videos. By doing it the way I did it, I stretched it out so you're actually there to watch a person. You're there to learn a recipe. Hopefully, it's something you can put in your cookbook or your file box to know you could use it later on. The point I'm trying to make is that I have seen so many channels, like I said, just do the drop day kind of thing. And I think they're losing an opportunity. And going back to what Dale said, I really put the work out there to get this built up. And I think you have to do that. You can't just say, okay, I'm going to do Jam It Up June. Who wants to join me? And then that's the end of it, because there is a ton of planning that went into what I'm putting out right now. And it's an everyday check, and it has been for 60 days and will continue to make sure the channels are putting their stuff out. We're not crisscrossing. We had another, like yesterday, I was supposed to do the second week giveaway. I had to postpone it because one of the channels had technical difficulties. There's nothing I can do about that. So it's modifying and changing, but you're going to have to put the work into it. But I think, as everybody can tell, it did benefit me to do this because I've grown the way I have. So.
Yeah, I mean, I send out multiple emails and then it's texting back and forth or calls and trying to get things set up, to do something. And I mean, you got to put your time into it. As much as I hate sending emails and stuff, I got to do it.
Yeah, trust me, I didn't like doing any of what I did, but I did it. I get you. I do. Hey guys, I got to go. I got a birthday party I got to do. But if anybody's got any questions, go to my About page. My email's there. Please send it to me. If you know me, give me a call and we'll go from there. Okay?
All right, thanks, Tony. Nice meeting you, man.
All right. You too. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Wendy. You're doing awesome.
Thanks, Tony. Okay. Let's see. Michael's Adventures, what is your sub count now? Because you were at 968, and Brampton Gardner, you were at 969. So what is yours, hon? I hate the delays. Delays are hard, and
It happens, you know. Says Eddie has a
970. Michael's Adventures is at 970. He's only gone up 2.
All right, let me grab his link and put it up here real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, if anybody wants to be interviewed or anything on my channel, just go to my about page and shoot me an email.
Brampton's at 974, and she was at 969 earlier, so she's gone up a little bit. So, guys, there's 30 in here. If you have not subbed to Brampton Gardner or Michael's Adventures, let's sub to them. Let's get them done.
I'm not, because I'm on here. And if I go pop up another computer, I'm going to get even worse.
Yep.
No, you're
That's
good.
fine, then.
And Josh, I do not have a master list of things I sell. Sorry.
Finding happiness in
I
all
will
you
make
do.
you a
Hello.
list this week, though.
Chris, do you have a cookbook?
I have 3 cookbooks out right now.
You do?
I do.
Where
Yeah.
can I find them?
They're on Amazon.
Okay.
They're under Chris Mazy. Last name's
Okay.
Mazy.
Yep.
I have a, hold on.
Oh, see, I need to be interviewing you too then.
Okay, Steven.
Right?
Chris is a wealth of knowledge
Sure.
and surprising. All this stuff, like, we didn't know that she had a cookbook. Did you know she had a cookbook?
I have one that's about solar ovens. I don't have any.
Inside life.
They're in the other. They're in my storage.
Yeah, I got a.
Solar ovens, solar oven cooking. I have one about making your own, like mixes and like biscuits and, it's all different mixes. So I've got a ranch dip mix, and I've got, you name it. It's all stuff though that's out of your pantry. And then my third one is a kid's cookbook. It's a kid's story.
Nightland, Promised Land.
All right, you're gonna have to email me.
Yeah, and then we run we've got a laser business. So you were talking about the cutting boards. We do all that kind of stuff as well,
We're at
and
940.
tumblers and hats and mugs and graphic design for people. Right now, I have 250 tumblers sitting in my living room. Larry's not too happy with it. He's going to use it as a footstool, but we're doing it for a county fair for their prizes.
I was going to say, that mug you keep holding up right there,
Yes.
Dad's heart is like, you're
This one.
Make sure to sub to Bland's Promised Land because they're also real close to their 1,000 mark. So if you haven't subbed to them, make sure you do, guys.
This one's actually our new sticker.
They're amazing people. Great channel.
Oh, wow.
This is one of the new stickers we just got in. Every 3 months, we do a T-shirt that's just for our channel.
Yeah.
Where I order 50 or 100, depending on what the demand is at the time. And we do stickers and things to match it. So, and then when I'm sold out, I'm sold out. And then I do it in another 3 to 4 months. I'll do another one. So, but that's our new sticker that just came in.
It's great how I'm finding everybody that does like the engraving, like my friend does, and does tumblers, and he does 3D printing and everything. I mean, he does all kinds of different things. He does my shirts, my hats, and he does keychains, everything.
And we got 14 Etsy orders in today. So I'm going to be in my studio all day tomorrow. And then I've got to start running the tumblers for the fair. But yeah, so these turned out really nice. They're little, but they're.
I love that. My question is, Chris, when did you start our store?
I started our goat milk soap 11 years ago.
Okay, for your channel is what I mean.
When did we start our channel itself?
No, the merch for your
the merch for our channel has been about 4 years.
So how many subs or whatever?
We had like 500 subs at the time.
That look of shock on your face.
Maybe. It's Mitchell. It's just Mitchell.
I was moderating on another screen.
No. So for us, we started. We were less than. I want to say we were like 300.
I just posted the link. Sweeney's Creek Farm. I just posted the link. So if you want to come up, you can. You're more than welcome.
The merch was not for our YouTube channel. It was for our website, for our farm stand, for our, because we do county fairs and we do stock signs for kids, stall signs. That's our biggest seller like right now, because all the fall fair, all the kids have gotten their animals in. So now we're making all these signs that are like.
Quit picking on the poor guy. He can't help it.
So we're doing this right now, and this is what I got all my orders.
Danny. See you later, sweetheart.
So that's how our business really started, but that's when we started making the t-shirts. So our YouTube channel was really small, but that because we weren't doing our YouTube channel the way we are now. So now we're pushing the merch. As a matter of fact, our last shipment of t-shirts that's for Berlin and Larry and Rowan is lost in the mail somewhere. So all their t-shirts with the regular logos missing. So that's what we're looking for. We're waiting for UPS to finally drop them off. It's a week delayed right now. So I think someone else is wearing them for us.
We have Australia in the house.
Look at that. We've got Mitchell and Sweeney Creek Farming.
G'day, guys.
G'day.
G'day. I've always wanted to say it to somebody that actually is from Australia.
Oh, you got your chance.
I know, right? Just made my day.
Yeah.
Tell us about your channel.
And you just got to make sure you pronounce it right. It's not good day. It's g'day.
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 That's it.
I went to Australia one time, but we landed and then we flew right back out.
Where were you going that you landed in Australia and flew away?
So we were going to the Philippines, but they redirected us.
Yeah, if anybody's ever on my channel in my lives, my buddy Farlap moves. He's from Australia. He says "G'day" all the time.
Yeah, it's and everyone's mate, so it's g'day, mate.
Yep.
And then
the weather looks nice over there.
Sweeney.
The what? Sorry.
The weather looks nice over there.
Yeah, we're just into winter at the moment, and yeah, we actually got a nice day today. So it's been a bit grey and yucky recently, and the copious amounts of weeds that we've got everywhere is just testament to just how green it's, how wetter it's been. So middle of summer, this area is bone dry. So we've also been struggling. We've had came down with COVID last weekend, so we're just on the tail end of that. So we're all feeling a lot better now, but yeah, pretty brutal.
Well, tell us about you and your channel.
Yeah, so we're what we call an Australian homesteading, I suppose. So we've been on the property here for about 12 months. Julianne, myself, and our boy Harrison. We've got a herd of about 9 or 10 Murray grey cows, and we've got some chickens, and we've been putting high tunnels up and raised garden beds. So our channel is basically just documenting our journey out on the farm here. It was mainly for our own archiving of and memories for Harrison growing up. But as it's turned out, we've really enjoyed sort of doing the cooking and farming and preserving and gardening and instructional videos. So yeah, so we're sort of creeping up to that 1K mark, which is pretty exciting for us. Everything we do on the farm, we try to do a video. So you'll have to. I'm just going to swap the camera around. You're going to have to excuse the copious amounts of weeds everywhere. It's a disgrace at the moment, but I think they call it winter, don't they?
I don't think of us will judge you one bit about anything whatsoever. You haven't seen my yard right now.
You see Bill's garden? No one's gonna care.
My yard just gravel and a mud pit. I mean, it's like my brother's like, when are you gonna weed eat this place? I said, weed eat? I'm gonna rent a skid steer and I'm just gonna mow it down.
Oh man, that looks good.
And that's in the winter. In the winter, here, we've got snow and ice and mud.
Dale, we live in central United States. We don't get that much snow.
Snow. That's that white stuff that falls from the sky, isn't it?
Yeah.
I will trade you places, Mitchell.
Yeah, these are our.
Oh my gosh.
Got some nice cabbages on the way.
Mitchell, you're far enough south of us that you don't even have frost-free faucets down there. We have that.
Yeah, we do.
So,
no weeds there. What are you talking about? That looks good.
That does look good.
What are you talking about? Weeds? That's what I want to know. Where's your weeds? Ours are like 6 foot tall.
Yeah. Few there.
Just be thankful you have anything green. My yard's yellow right now, except for my few bits of garden. So you're doing good.
I'll just jump over here, not trip over on the electric fence. So this here was a high tunnel that we actually constructed from recycled trampoline hoops.
Oh, wow.
We've got a couple of videos on how we did that. So basically, basically we went onto Facebook and put a message out, wanted old trampoline hoops, and we basically got a whole heap for free. And half the hoop creates the hoop, and then we had to engineer the legs go on the bottom, and that just lifted it up a little bit to give us a bit of height. So the only thing that we basically had to pay for was the shade cloth. So we think somewhere in the vicinity of $7,000 worth of high tunnels for about $500.
Right.
Yeah.
See, that's nice because I've been looking into doing the same thing with trampolines and stuff, but it's like nobody wants to give the things away, but they'll take it to a scrap yard in a quick hurry.
Yeah, we did the same thing with trampolines. Ours got hit by a tornado and sucked it into the neighbor's pasture. And then I went over there and took it apart and made a greenhouse the same way.
Wow.
I spanned it with top rail of chain link fence.
Yeah. Looking, it's just about being inventive and looking for opportunities and different ways you can do things. Like I've got some nice beetroots growing in here. We preserve those as pickled beets. Very, very popular with Australians.
Yeah,
we love
for being almost winter, I mean, you're doing really well right there with your greenhouses.
Yeah. This is our onion crop, so they're doing pretty well.
So he's got more growing in the wintertime than I do in the summertime right now. That's all I can say, guys. Looks amazing.
And you might notice as well, these raised garden beds have these frames above them.
Hello. You're new.
These frames are actually the feet off the trampolines.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah. So they're basically the struts that held up the netting on the side, and then the feet, 3 of them, and then just a bit of a bar in the middle.
That's a great way to recycle a whole trampoline.
Yeah. And then we even use the springs as weights to hold them down, and we use springs over there to hold up the tomatoes we're growing on. So, and yeah, I'll take you and show the chookies. Here's my mobile water gatherer.
Yeah, I know, country.
Yeah, I've been looking at different ways of like building a high tunnel or a greenhouse. I've been thinking about bending conduit, and that's a little bit of a job too. I also thought about using like treated 1x4s and just laminating them together, doing it that way.
If any of you notice in your when you look at your subscriptions, if you notice that I'm not in there, let me know, because sometimes I don't notice when YouTube unsubs me. Just a couple of days ago, yesterday, matter of fact, it unsubbed me from Brampton Gardner, even though I was subbed to her the day before. Luckily, I've been doing this sheet thing, and so I was able to notice that YouTube had subbed me from her pretty much right away. And so I resubbed to her. But if any of you ever notice that I'm not subbed to you, let me know. And I will turn around, email me, let me know, and I'll turn around and I'll resub. 12 Stones, you are also on my list. You are under 100.
No eggs today.
Is awesome.
Got him a chickshaw. Custom road chickshaw.
Yeah, so that's actually we built this one from the ground up. The tires and axle are off an old trailer, and the rest of it we basically put together. We did a full video on how to make this guy. Yeah, that's been really good. We lock them up at night, and then we can move. These guys are going to move out of the orchard soon. So this is our fruit orchard we've got going at the moment.
12 Stones Ranch is under 100. They've only got 68 subs. So if you guys want to check them out,
I just dropped the link.
Do that and sub to them so we can try to get them close to that 100 mark. And if you're not subbed to Mike and Rihanna, sub to them, because we got them to 1,000 tonight, and we want to try and keep them over that 1,000 mark. And if you're not subbed to Chris and Larry, sub to them, because she is a hair away from 10,000. So
the cows are right down the back of the property. So
I'm curious about these Murray Greys.
Okay.
We don't hear Murray Grey here. Have you ever heard of a Murray?
So the Murray Grey was a specific breed bred over here, particularly in Victoria, New South Wales, on the east coast of Australia. They have been imported to America. You can get them there. They're not a dairy cow. They're very much a beef cow. The bulls have a real big bull head and big chunky neck on them. But they're, I wouldn't call them a medium breed. They're sort of a medium large. The bulls get up to about, they tap out at about 1,800 pounds, I suppose. So they're not too big. And of course, they're all...
Good. Wow, you did. Good boy.
Well, just while I'm on here, this is my worm farm. This is a reclaimed bathtub, and the old worm juice that comes out.
Holy cow!
And compost bins made out of pallets. We've got videos on how we did all of that, and we'll head into the back property.
Looks like you got everything spread out enough to reach calories every day.
The worm farm's great. The liquid fertilizer you get out of that is just good stuff. Put the electric fence down so I don't get zapped. So this is the stand of our eucalypt trees up the back of the property. So a lot of the area here used to be fully forested until it was cleared for farming, and here we've got a little bit of evidence of some of our unwanted visitors. That's rabbit scratchings. Got a lot of feral rabbits running around here at the moment.
Yeah, give me a second.
And sometimes they actually run out of my shed.
Yeah,
right,
Michael, I'm subscribed, bud.
Yeah, we're on 20 acres here, so we've got 15 acres at the back and 5 at the front.
I was just getting ready to ask how many acres you had.
Yeah. If I open up this feed ring, the cows will think I'm getting ready to feed them. They'll come running up. The buggers are right down the back, of course.
But-
one time I want them to be film stars and they're being shy.
Yeah, I subscribe to your channel, so I'll definitely be checking out a few of the videos.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Cool
we're pretty
stuff.
proud of our content. We've got some good stuff in there. This is a great little resource here. I've kept this feed ring. As you can see, I've had to chain it to the tree. Down there is he's probably about 1,500-pound bull, and he likes to play soccer with this feed ring. He keeps headbutting it and moving it around. So I had to chain it up to him. But
Yeah, guys, if you're not subbed to Sweeney's Creek, make sure you do. He was my last count, he was at 962. So let's get subbed to him and try to get him to that 1,000.
And this is the gold that you get around these feed rings. I bring my tractor down every now and then. I scrape all this up, so it's dirt and hay and cow manure, and what I do, I sort of clean it up around here, and then I let them feed for a month, and then I scrape it up again. And the stuff I'm getting here to go in the garden beds is just amazing.
Oh yeah.
And actually had a couple of natives just fly up in the tree. Oh, there he is. I don't know if you can see him.
Okay, Storm, go to YouTube Studio dashboard, and if you scroll down, it says recent subscribers. You can click see
just up
all,
there is a white parrot or a cockatoo.
You can also click everybody that has subscribed to you in a lifetime at the top, and it'll show you, all your subscribers, not just the last 90 days. So, okay. Sorry, go ahead, guys. I was trying to help somebody out.
It looks good in the winter. Gets very dry out here. Water is always the big issue here in Australia.
Right.
So we get, on average, 20 inches of rain a year.
So you have rain catchment?
Yeah, we've just put in a dam. However, we're not allowed to use that for irrigation. We can only use it for domestic feed and for stock feed. But all the water is very strictly controlled here because it's such a precious resource. So if you don't have what's called a water right, then you can capture the water, but you can't then pump it out and use it on your land.
Right.
Yep. And that just stops.
States like that. Luckily, ours isn't one of them. Knock on wood.
Just keeping the girls in between me and the bull. That's the bull over there. He's really good, but you just always treat him with caution. So this is Pruey, my little girl. Hey, Prue. Hey, good girl. Good girl. Yes. Hey, good girl. You gonna give me a pat too? No. Stuff here, he says. Piss off.
Looks a lot like what we would call a Charolais Angus cross in our country.
Yeah, these guys are often crossed with the Charolais. So these are purebred Murray Greys, but they are often crossed with those guys just to bring that genetics in to make it even better beef cattle.
Yep. Well, if you want to ship a bull over to me, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, well, the big boy's going up for sale soon because we've basically used up his genetics. We've got too many females here that we can't breed with him. So
right.
They're so cute when they're born, but I mean all cows are.
All animals are cute when they're little.
Yeah. Apparently I was too, but I find that hard to believe.
They just make you hungry.
That's what I was told anyway. Although my granddad used to call me Krush for Nikita Khrushchev. You reckon I look like him?
Double Dog making fun of me over in the chat saying I know my heifers. Double Dog, I grew up on a cattle farm my whole life. So yeah, I kind of know.
Little Ridge, you can order semen from Australia. That's where some of mine came from for breeding my heifers.
Yeah.
Good girl, Uni. This is one of the girls we've bred. This is Uni, also known as Udini, because as soon as the electric fence is down, the bitch gets out. We've had a few cases running down the road. You know, you mongrel cow, get back in the bloody paddock. And anyway, and this is Jen. This is our old girl. Oh, I'm getting a pat, am I, Jen? Oh, that's a rare one. Yeah. So yeah, that's the. Sorry.
They are pretty cattle.
They are, yeah. So
come out to finish.
Yeah, well, this one here is Victoria, named after Julianne's sister. And this one here is Vladimir, and that one over there is Vector. And Vlad and Vector are going in the freezer at some stage.
So grass-fed or grass-raised, grain finished?
Okay.
No, we'll just keep them on the grass. We don't use grain here.
Okay.
Yeah.
How old do you
we'll
decide to throw them in the freezer?
Generally up to about 18 months. But yeah, as you can see, the Resi's a complete bull, and yeah, they have a big solid neck on them. You get really good brisket out of these guys.
So their meat really tender, is it, or is it get a little bit?
Yeah.
Tough?
Oh yeah, no, she's good marbling. Yeah, really good Scotch fillet. We just bought we just bought a 3-door freezer, so big enough to put those two boys in, and eventually we're going to be raising about 50 meat chickens and processing each year as well. So, and just trying to be a little bit more self-sufficient and not have to go out and buy meat at the moment because it's all so damn expensive.
Yeah, it is here too.
Just gives you a bit of an indication too. While it looks nice and green, there's a lot of issues with the soil here. So these are very old, ancient eucalypt forests that were cleared during the colonial time, and the soils underneath them are fairly fragile. So when it goes dry, the grass just dies off and it goes back to really tough conditions. So it's chalk and cheese between here and
Sugar in the attic. Hi, hon.
now that's the back of our property over there. That's
Anna, 9 acres. Hi, sweetheart.
it's 2/3 of our property. We've got another wing to build yet, so that's coming.
Do you have a pond on your property at all?
Sorry.
Do you have a pond on your property at all? A water hole where the cattle and stuff can go?
We can put a bore in for water. It's about, based on the guy above us and the people below us, we think it's about 70 metres down, which is about 210 feet. And yeah, it's pretty brackish and salty, which is the problem.
Right.
So if we put in a bore, then we'd have to put in a desal plant to make it usable.
Wow.
So, you know, you're not going to get much change out of about 20 grand.
Wow.
Do you use any type of a purify system or anything like that for your water?
No, not currently. It has a filter from the pump, and that's about it at the moment. It's only been in a year. So we'll do a bit of a water quality test soon and
Like summer.
see what it's
Love
like.
you.
But so far, it's been really good. So I'll take you down and show you the
Yeah, that would have been fun.
tank. Oh, I've left this up here at the moment too because I'm charging up the battery. That's my little Ryobi battery-powered chainsaw. I've got a review video on the channel. Great little unit. Not an everyday thing or, you know, cutting a heap of firewood, but for every once in a while sort of chainsaw. It's a little ripper.
Yeah, I've been actually looking at them at Home Depot.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't recommend the Ryobi 36 volt more highly. It's a great little unit. I'm just saving up to buy a 20-inch bar still, because I need a decent chainsaw now. I'm getting through back to the lumps of wood that need a decent 20-inch bar. So, and yeah, here's the weeds I was talking about. So that's actually on the septic system.
Do you run solar on your farm?
We've got a little bit of solar, but when we build the next wing, which will be over there, yeah, we'll be having a fair amount of solar panels on there.
I feel like I'm giving an interview.
Oh, that's fine. We love sharing it with you.
That's green. That's all I can say about that. It's green. It's not weeds.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
Weeds in my house are tumbleweeds.
I'm thinking in our place we have giant ragweed that's like 7 foot tall. Like,
Oh my gosh.
and then we have poisonous hemlock taking over the farm. You know,
I
it's
hate
like
ragweed.
So this is our only water supply for the property for us. So this is 110,000 litre, which is I think about 35,000 gallon.
Holy cow.
And basically it's a closed system. So all the down pipes from the house will connect onto piping, which then run, and they basically all feed into the tank, and then it pumps back out from there.
Okay, I just noticed you have this big tank you could go swimming in, but then in the background you had a swimming pool.
Yeah, that's I'm not going to show you inside that swimming pool. It's as green as Kermit the Frog at the moment. This one here is an interesting one. So this is actually not our connector. That's a firefighting truck connector there. So every tank on a rural property in Victoria, the last 10,000 litres or say 3,000 gallons, you don't own. The local CFA or the fire brigade owns it. So they can come in, they can hook up onto that, they can load up their tank, and then head back out into the paddock and keep fighting grass fires.
Oh, wow.
Well,
So,
that's actually a good source for them, you know. So, I mean, it's hard to get water there. So, yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, it kind of blows my mind because, you know, over here we have water. So,
yeah, and it just means, you know, if they're fighting over there, they don't need to drive back to a standpipe. You know, there's 3,000 gallons in that house, and there's 3,000 gallons in that house, and there's 3,000 gallons there. Like where I'm standing here, I can probably see about 100,000 gallons worth of water for the fire brigade.
We have paddles in the house.
And if you're out into a different area where you don't have many neighbors around you within a couple miles, I mean, your water could be very, you know, be put to use like right then and there.
Yeah. So there's our reclaimed brick on the side of the house. Still a little bit of a mess, so we try not to do too many close-up shots. We've got stuff everywhere at the moment. But, this is our new dam. So, million litres, about 300,000 gallons, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
And we timed this one really well. We got the guy to come in and dig it out. And then about a week later, we got a downpour of rain that filled in a day.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah. So the channel out the front of the road runs down. It runs under our driveway. And then he dug a channel to divert it into our property. So all the water off the road runs into here. And then when it's full, it flows around the back here and then goes down into that drain and then continues on where it was supposed to go anyway. So, yeah, it's been really good. We caught some yabbies the other day, put some yabbies in there. Put a video on that on the channel as well. I think you guys call them crawfish.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So we have a native crustacean here. Scientific name is Sherex destructor. And they're called destructor because they have a habit in the winter. They burrow down into the into the mud in your dam wall, and if it's not solid enough, they can actually weaken the dam wall and make your dam fail. But this one's pretty solid, so.
Right, because they go in there and dig a cave and it just weakens
Yeah,
it right
it
up.
helps
Yeah.
Marilyn.
Yeah, but they have one thing about them that is really, really good.
Debbie is mud
They
bug
taste delicious.
crawfish.
Yeah. So we put about 100 in there, give them a year or two to breed up, and then I'll be able to start coming down here and collecting yabbies for a feed.
And aren't they big too? They're like,
Yeah. They get the real big ones can get up to about 9 inches, maybe 10 inches.
yeah.
Yeah. So we used here's our diversionary drain. So all the water was just pouring down there into the dam. It was great. And yeah, a bit of the neighbourhood. Lovely gum trees, and these guys across the road here, they look after people. They have a little dog kennel. They look after people's dogs. Yeah, it's a nice part of the world to live in.
You got a beautiful place, and you definitely put a lot of work into it.
No,
yeah, it's one of those things where you want to get everything done at once, and you just got to take your time and pick your battles, I suppose. But yeah, we've got a lot of big and small projects that sort of need to get done.
Yep, everything goes in steps and stages, because that's what I'm finding out. It's a slow process, but it'll get there.
Yeah, this is the best thing we ever did. The guy that did the dam also put in our new driveway, which just leads up to the house. So previous to this, we were having to drive up to the other gate up there through the paddock. And last winter, we nearly didn't get out a couple of times. She was the soil here is really silty and really fine, and so when it gets wet, it just goes slimy and slippery. And yeah, I got bogged a couple of times.
Right, it turns into like ice.
Yeah, no, you just slip and slide and carry on. So, we've got to put a new fence in at some stage, because this one's in technical Aussie terms, it's knackered.
Ah, looks great.
Yeah. These guys are probably better part of 100-year-old. These old stumps. The old pioneers, they were awesome. I've dug a couple of holes here by hand, and I'm knackered after a little while. These guys, came in. All this would have been done by hand, pick and shovel. They did it tough in the old days. My granddad was just a real old ocker worker, and he just go day in, day out.
What do you guys use for fence post over there?
So what we'll be doing with these ones, swap the camera. So, got a bit of the puffies going. Still getting me lungs to work again. We have big treated pine poles now, so and red gum, which is a eucalypt tree, large pole. So we put those in as strainers, and then we'll be using we call them star pickets. So I think you guys call them T-posts.
Yes.
Yeah, we call them star pickets because ours sort of like if you look at them from the top, they're like a Mercedes-Benz symbol. So they're sort of more like a star. So we'll be using those, but in this area here behind me, we're going to do a post and rail fence, and all the way up to the house will be olive trees. We'll plant those along the side, so we'll sort of make a bit of an avenue. Plus, we get to harvest the olives. So we've got a big jar of preserving olives in at the moment. We're fermenting one and pickling the other.
Wow.
That's
and
great.
Someone's on the whippersnipper behind me. Yeah. That's us at Sweeney's Creek Farm.
Now, does a lot of people over there do the homesteading and farming like you do, or there's just very few?
I would say it's still very much a minority, but it's definitely growing. Farming's been a big part of Australian culture for a long time, between wheat farming and sheep farming with lambs and wool. So, you know, right back since the colonial times, there's been a big farming aspect with Australian culture. But farming is hard work now, and it's getting harder and harder for them to turn a decent buck. So, yeah, there's a bit of a trend for bigger farms to be broken up into smaller homesteads. So it's still very much a bit of a niche market, but it certainly is a lot more prevalent than what it would have been, 20 years ago. And, one thing that the pandemic taught us is, when these things come down, we're a little bit dependent. So a lot of people have turned back to discovering growing their own vegetables and doing a bit of preserving and stuff like that, which is great.
It was a very eye-opening experience for the U.S. also.
Yeah.
The supply chains all started failing, and us in the Midwest, we probably weren't affected as much as more populated regions, because we kind of were already self-dependent a little bit more than they were. But even us, we became way more self-sufficient. That's our goal.
Indeed. Yeah. And one of our favourite channels we follow is Mark up in Queensland, Self-Sufficient Me. So he's probably the biggest channel in Australia. He's got like 1.6 million followers or something.
Wow.
And his catch line is one that I subscribe to. He says, don't try and be self-sufficient in everything, but try to be self-sufficient in something.
Yep.
And everything that you can do helps out. So, there's a bit of a myth that the farms in the old days, in the Middle Ages, and that they were completely self-sufficient, and it's just bullshit. Like, there's never been a farm that's been completely self-sufficient. Everyone had excess that they would barter with other farms, and they would swap and trade, and it was the way it always went. You can't grow everything on your farm.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say, that our friends at Homestead, like they say, become really good at something and you can always barter. The barter has just disappeared, from our
Yeah, I mean, it's like when I get my quail and my rabbits and my chickens going, I've already talked to a farmer that raises beef and sells beef and everything. Him and I are going to swap, because I told myself I don't eat a whole lot of beef, but I like it. My daughter has to have that Taco Tuesday, so I have hamburger.
Yeah, I'm pretty partial to an old taco myself, actually. I love hot food.
Bye, Mitchell. Hug, son.
Yeah, and we had an example here. We planted a few eggplants for the first time ever, and the crop of eggplants we got was just bordering on ridiculous. So there was a new restaurant that opened up just down in the small town near us. So we took in a bag full of these organic eggplants for them, which they used in a few salads and that. And they were really appreciative. Well, the next time we went in there, we got a free coffee and a free meal out of it. So I thought, well, the barter system is definitely still alive. It was great.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys don't have like the regulations like we do over here when it goes to sell into a store or anything, do you?
Yeah, look, there is. It just depends on what it is. So certain things are very strictly controlled, like they can't take any eggs. That's just a big no-no. Or any meat has to go through a proper one. But I think they're fresh fruit and vegetables, as long as they wash and prepare it fine, they're okay with it. It's probably a little bit of a grey area in some cases. And I suppose you're only in trouble if you get caught, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, that's like one of the things that people always ask. Like, what's the regulations in this state or that state? And that's one of the things I ask everybody. Because
Pathways. You want to come up?
When it comes to egg regulations here than it is there. Like, I'm in New York and I cannot send eggs across the New York line to a different state without being NPIP certified.
Yeah. And, look, we've all seen the instances of food poisoning, and there's been some pretty nasty things that have happened, through some of the meat packing industries, and we have to regulate our food. If it's not done correctly and if it's not controlled and done properly, it becomes dangerous.
Yeah, it can hurt a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly.
So
That's
you
Chicken
do all
Dick, if you were in
canning and
Missouri,
everything too?
I would take all the rocks you can give me.
You can a lot of your food and stuff too?
Yeah, as much as we can, for sure. We love doing preserves and jams and chutneys and things like that.
I found a lady today that has some cookbook, so you might find some new recipes.
Yeah, we've got a few on ours. There's a jam recipe, and tomato relish is one of my favourites. I do that every year, so I did a video on that one. That's been a good performer for us. The high tunnel that I was in before, as I showed you before, there's a whole heap of chilies. I'm hopefully going to harvest those this afternoon and start to pickle all of those. And we harvested a whole heap of capsicums the other day, so we sliced them up. They're in the freezer, so we can just go to the freezer, pull out a bag of capsicums and chuck them on a pizza, and off we go.
Josh, I haven't upgraded, so I can only have 6. But if somebody
okay.
else, I'll bring you up here.
I might. I'm probably running out of puff here anyway. I might go in and make a cup of coffee, I reckon.
Okay.
I was gonna say I've got more exercise watching you walk than you have all day.
I know.
Just following you around. I'm tired just watching you. It's
Yeah, I've been laying in bed for the better part of a week, so I've got a little bit of energy back, which has been great.
Do you walk your property a lot like that?
Oh, I try to get out and do a bit of a look. We get a lot of kangaroos on the property, and they have this bad habit of
That would be awesome.
when they jump over the fence to get off the property, they often hook their feet in the electric fence, and then they'll hook the electric fence up on the star picket, and then they short it out so the electric fence doesn't work. And then once that happens, then we know that's happened because usually the bitch Houdini is somewhere out in the neighbourhood wandering around looking for something to eat.
Well, maybe you need a color fence.
Yeah.
Sweeney, there's a question. Can you sell eggs from your home? Somebody in the chat was asking.
Can you sell eggs from your home?
Yes, you can, but you can't give them to commercial outlets. So you're quite welcome. You can set up a farm to gate thing and sell out of your farm. That's not a problem.
Yes, baby.
There's some of our fencing posts. They're a treat of mine.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Hi, Roberta.
I do have one pet native animal, and might go see it. I'll see if he's awake. I'll show you this one before I go.
Oh, I can't see the chat. No, go back there.
The other one, I have another channel called Bomber Steve. That's my own one, and that's where I do my venomous snake relocating videos. So during the summer, I work part time as a snake relocator.
Good night, Roberta.
Let's see if Blizzard works.
We have
Get a lot of predators there, do you?
Foxes, cats, feral dogs, occasional snakes, but they're no problems.
You just answered that.
Well, thanks for letting me ask you a bunch of questions, Queenie. It was great. Thanks for showing us around, too.
Yeah, Sweeney, we appreciate you coming up.
Oh, good.
Showing us around. That was awesome.
Thank you. So appreciate it.
Guys, if you aren't
Not on
subscribed
the-
to Sweeney's Creek Farm, make sure you do, because they're real close to their 1,000 mark.
Yep.
Hello.
Oh my. He just picked up a. I'm going to go ahead and leave because I can't. It's
Oh, what a cute little guy.
A blue tongue skink.
Where did she leave?
That's him.
He's so beautiful.
Wow, look at that.
Hey, Megan.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's a couple of years old.
A blue tongue something.
What do you feed him?
Yeah.
Mealworms, snails, dog food, cabbage, lettuce. Oh, geez, you're cold, buddy. Why aren't you under your heat mat?
Don't
He's
feed
kind
him
of in
no
grim
chicken, quail or anything like that, huh?
Look at that.
Yeah, I'll put him on the ground.
So that like a pet?
Yeah, that's a.
It's
I'll
their
swap.
fall.
Is there one?
Fall and winter.
Wow. That is so awesome. Oh,
Here he is.
look at that.
Hey, buddy. So yeah, this is a Australian eastern blue tongue skink. So he's a captive bred.
Eastern blue tongue skink.
Yeah.
We have
Genus is Taliqua, but I can't remember the actual species.
Okay, pathways. Sorry.
So yeah, these are very common in backyards in Australia, and find them in the bush all the time. So there's these guys, and then there's what we call the stumpy tail or the shingleback. So they're the other blue tongue lizard. They've got like really crinkly skin. This guy's really cool. So this is Blizzard. So he's a bit over 2 years old, probably coming on to 3. Yeah.
My oldest daughter has one in her reptile rescue that he likes to stick his tongue out at you and show off that tongue.
Yeah, they're pretty cool when they get scared. They open up their mouth and flash their big blue tongue and try to look like they're scary, but they're about as dangerous as a kitten.
That is awesome.
That's
a pretty cool pet.
Blue tongue.
Yeah.
Diddle.
We get a lot of call outs for these guys because people see that disappear and they think it's a snake. So quite often they'll turn up to do a snake relocation, or they'll just see, that sticking out, and they think it's a tiger snake. And so probably about a third of our calls are for snakes turned out to be lizards.
Yeah, that's the massive.
That is so cool.
Yeah, he's a little ripper, aren't you? You're a little bit cold at the moment, though.
Little ripper.
All right.
That's not down there. There's a ripper here.
Yeah. Well, what's a ripper over there?
I don't know.
Because I want to put it in the back because it keeps me moving.
We'll put your potatoes up here on the table.
So he's just your friendly little pet, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was babysitting a pet snake for a while, but I had to hand him in. So I am getting a couple of snakes later on once I get my shed set up. In you go, buddy. You go in there. It's warm.
Josh has met my kitten. I'm telling you, he says that he doesn't don't know about y'all, but he's seen some pretty mean kittens. Obviously, he has met Phil in the other.
Chad.
Well, it's funny. I've got a mate down in Melbourne, the capital of our state, and he's a snake relocator as well. And he's only ever been put in hospital by one animal. I mean, he's picked up venomous snakes for years and years and years, and he tried to pick up a feral cat one time, and it dug its teeth and claws into him, and he ended up in hospital on a drip. Nearly took him out.
Holy
with the infection. Yeah.
They're like a ball at the end of your arm. I mean,
yeah.
Get away from them.
Yeah. Look, the amount of bacteria in a cat's claws and a cat's mouth is incredible.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason too. Like if I go to a snake relocation and the snake has been attacked by a cat, I have to euthanize it.
Hey, Brenda.
not many vets will treat it, and if I don't treat it, it's only going to die from toxic shock from the infection from the cat bite. So, yeah, I'm not a big cat fan. Mainly because I've got to deal with the consequences of people letting their cat just wander out in the native bushland, killing native animals. Which
isn't there a channel over there that's like that's what they do is get rid of feral cats?
What was it? Sorry.
That's all they did was get rid of feral cats, and I thought it was from Australia. I can't remember which one.
Yeah, we've got a few programs out there trying to eradicate them, but it's like putting a finger in the dike trying to stop the flood.
Yeah.
We've got feral cats, we've got foxes and dogs and camels and pigs and sheep and goats and hares and rabbits and cane toads, and now we've got acid spitting ants and fire ants, and the feral animal problem over here is a real mess.
That's so difficult.
I mean, we've got over 1 million feral camels running around in the outback, destroying the water holes, and it's just crazy.
Wow.
30 to 40 million feral pigs.
We have the feral.
Feral cats alone kill estimated between 1 and 2 billion animals a year. So this is what happens when humans don't think about the consequences of what they do.
Yeah.
Yep. They can directly correlate our Bob White quail problem here in the Midwest to the feral cat problem.
Yeah. Well, I know down in Texas you've got massive feral pig problems just like us.
Oh yeah. And now it's up here. I'm in Kansas, so I'm north of Texas, and we have a problem here with them too now.
Yeah,
they sit around hunting shows, and that's all they think about is hunting. So they transplant them up here. Now it's the problem we're having. You know?
I mean, traditionally, feral pigs here in Australia were Queensland and New South Wales on the east coast, north and middle, but they're now bred so much they're starting to infiltrate down into Victoria here with us. So, as the populations grow, they expand.
Teddy, leave her alone. Teddy.
Hello. The mob's come up for a bit of a graze up the front.
Oh, now I can hear you.
This area here is always green as well. This is our septic leaching field where all the water comes out of the septic system.
Yep.
So, there's always grass here. We'd love to let the cows out on here, but they're not allowed to walk out because they can damage the septic system with their weight. So at some stage, I've got to get the lawnmower on here.
That's where you need to run your chickens, your meat.
Yeah.
Run it across that.
This is when they're not in the orchard, they come back onto this spot. So our girls are going to come out here, but certainly when we do the meat chickens, we're going to have them in a tractor and just move them each day. A la Justin Rhodes and co.
Yeah.
Bye, corn-fed.
Bye, corn-fed.
See you, corn-fed.
See you later, hon.
Yeah. I normally have a few kangaroos hanging around as well, but they've all disappeared back into the forest, so I can't show you any of those today.
Well, that's disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Sometimes you'll get up in the morning and put the kettle on and look out the window, and here's 5 or 6 kangaroos just outside the window, chewing on the grass.
Man, no kangaroos! Get out of here!
Yeah.
You wouldn't happen to have a koala hanging in a tree, would you?
Yeah. This particular area here was we're close to a town called Bendigo, and Bendigo was one of the richest gold fields in the world. And basically the whole area around Bendigo, all the trees were cut down during the gold fields for heating and for propping up the mines. So a lot of the native forests here were decimated, and so our koala population that would have been around here, as well as the platypus population in the creeks that were, polluted and whatever, like they just disappeared. So very, very rare to see a koala in this area now. if I go about another 20 miles to the east of here and I head around into sort of more long-term sustained forest, yeah, you get a few down there. But unfortunately, even our poor old koala has just been put on the endangered list. So if we don't,
there have just destroyed a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, if you keep cutting down the trees and don't give them anywhere else to go, well, what's going to happen? So, you know, if Australia is stupid enough to let the iconic koala become extinct, well, we should just pack it up and give up, I reckon. That's just going to be a disgrace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a few people fighting for it, and we've just had a change of government, which will help. The government's come in as a lot more green friendly and a lot more environmentally focused. So hopefully we can get some things changing, get a few more protections in place.
Do the kangaroos come in and eat your garden?
Yeah, if you don't put a fence up, they will. Not this time of year because there's plenty around for them, but in the summer when the native grasses die off and there's not as much for them to eat, yeah, they'll come in and they'll eat trees down to the ground and yeah, just the same as any other animal. So, but you know, if they do, that's our fault for not fencing and not keeping them out. So
yeah, they're just doing what they got to do to survive.
Yeah, exactly right. They were here first. We're the encroachers on their land, so it's up to us to do as much as we can to keep them out of the areas. I don't mind if they can go on the farm and eat as much in the paddocks. I love seeing them here. Just don't want them chewing on me Brussels sprouts and me silver beet. So,
but do they have kangaroo farms over there?
No, they're not really an animal that's farmed. So there is a kangaroo meat industry, mainly for pet food, but it's all wild kangaroos. It is also served up as a meat to eat. Because they're wild populations, though, that can have a little bit of a risk factor if it's not done correctly. And it's a very controversial topic over here. I myself don't support the kangaroo cull, but that's just my Steve Irwin got my green hat on. It's fueled by a lot of misinformation. People see a whole heap of kangaroos in this area and say, oh, there's kangaroos everywhere. But in other areas where they're being hunted, we're seeing local extinctions. So, it's unfortunately not regulated and policed enough. And I just hate seeing any of our native animal taken out. So,
yeah, they definitely need to do something about that.
Yeah, people want to. I'm used to be a gun owner myself, and I am going to get my gun license back. But my philosophy is there are billions of feral animals here that need to be eradicated. If you want to hunt, go hunt feral animals. Go out and hunt and do something positive for the nation, which is get rid of these animals that are destroying the land and taking away resources from our beautiful native animals.
Yeah, like all the hogs over here.
Then you run out of ferals, which you won't, then go back. But you run out of ferals, which you won't.
What was that, sorry?
I say when you run out of ferals, then you can go back to the hunting the native.
Yeah, well, and that'll never happen. Because I said there's just that many of them. And look, our First Nations or our Aboriginal people, hunted and fed on native animals all the time, and that's fine. That's actually part of their culture. They actually have special rights to be able to continue to do that. Don't have a problem with that because that's actually a continuation of their culture. But for us white fellas coming in, we shouldn't be going out and slaughtering native animals and ignoring the feral pigs and horses and other things that need to be taken out.
Right.
Yeah. And feral goat tastes real good, so people should be going out and taking those guys out. The girls are having a mothers' club meeting in the corner, are we?
Oh wow!
We love our Plymouth Rock. I think you guys call them Barred Rock.
Use all your chickens as egg layers, and meat eaters at the same time.
Yeah, the Barred Rock are a dual purpose. So we do collect their eggs. We've got a bit of a mystery at the moment. We don't know where they're laying. So they free range during the day, and we found a whole heap of eggs in amongst the cabbages without going in there and laying for some reason. They've got a perfectly good chick sorter
I do.
laying. But oh no, they've got to go find somewhere out on the farm. So they're laying somewhere and we don't know where it is.
It's okay, hon.
Have you been to the zoo over there?
Sorry?
Have you been to the zoo over there?
I've been to a few zoos. I've been to Melbourne and Adelaide. I haven't been to Australia Zoo, the Steve Irwin one, but I do want to get there one day. They do a lot of great work for conservation here. But yeah, anyone that comes out to visit Australia, the Australia Zoo is definitely worth a put it on your bucket list. It's definitely worth a look.
And how many chickens do you have?
We had about 26, and about a month ago I dispatched 11 roosters. So that was a fun afternoon.
Bye, Rustic.
So we're down to about 11, I think. 3 of our old girls here. Yeah, the barred rock, they're just a beautiful bird.
Yeah, I would love to visit Australia someday.
Yeah, look, if the opportunity comes up, it's definitely worth a look. There's plenty of really cool stuff to have a look at here. You know, and you can go up the east coast and do the whole touristy thing with the amusement parks and things like that, or you know, you can head a little bit further inland and do the farm tour, and or you can head out into the outback and really rough it, you know, around Uluru and Kakadu and all those native the lands over in Northern Territory and Western Australia.
Yeah, the outback is where I'd like to go. I'm not into the amusement parks and all that stuff. That's not for me. I'd rather get away from people, you know.
Well, there's a bit of a saying over here, you know, if you think you like it, you'll end up loving it. It's it's definitely worth a trip if you get the chance.
You might have to put a bunch of little tiny homes in there. You have all these YouTube people coming over there to stay. Yeah,
well, the eventual plan is to end up with a B&B or a bed and breakfast, and have it open for tourists. And yeah, once the world fully sort of opens up and we're back to normal, we're actually looking forward to having some YouTubing friends come over and stay. So yeah, the farm is definitely open for anyone that wants to come over. That's for sure.
Well, I'm sure you can use a recycled trampoline to build yourself a nice little tiny home.
There's always a place to kip down with the cows. That's for sure. All right, my phone's just come up with a message. The battery is dying, so I must have been on here for a while.
Hey, Sweeney, it was great talking to you and showing us around. I appreciate it, and I'm sure everybody else does as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
It was so nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too. And yeah, thanks for the sharing out of the channel. And as I said, we're just creeping up to that 1K mark. So any new followers today, we're so grateful and so thankful. So hope you enjoy the content and stay with us for the journey, because yeah, we've got about I started off as a 5-year plan. I think it's about a 10 or a 20-year plan now. So we're here for the long haul.
The story of our life.
I subscribe to you, so I'll be watching for you.
Excellent.
I'll definitely be checking out some of your videos, because I'm really interested in how you did your trampoline hoop house and everything.
Awesome. Yeah, no, you should enjoy that. But, yeah, it was a bit of a process. So
yeah,
little bit of Aussie engineering with a hammer.
He's not on here.
That's what we got to do sometimes.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's the only way you can make a round peg fit into a square hole.
Right.
Anyway, lovely to meet you all, and take care and look after yourselves.
All right, hope to talk to you again soon.
Bye for now.
And Josh said he's always wanted to go to Australia, but he'd never be able to afford it. We got to get Josh's channel up to monetize, and then
there we go, so he can go to Australia.
In there. All right, Wendy, you were asking. Grayson heard you ask about my cookbooks, and I said I didn't have any in here, and she went and grabbed some. So this is what they look like.
A kitchen full of mixes.
And then
a kitchen full of sunshine. Awesome.
And then this one is our kids' book. So,
Mama can't help. Oh, that would be awesome because Hunter loves to help me cook.
And this is all kids, like these were all recipes that were like my grandma's cookie recipes with me. And so there's a story in the front that talks about a little girl who wants to make cookies for her dad.
Awesome.
And then the back part of it is 12 recipes for cookies that kids can make with mom's help.
Oh, wow.
So yeah.
Okay.
So, and these were all ones that my grandma gave to me before she passed away. So I put them in a cookbook for my own kids. And then I was like, well, I might as well just put them in a cookbook to sell because it made more sense.
Right.
So yeah, so these are the two that we give away a lot on our Monday lives. Because these are ones that are from, from our publishing. So, but yeah, I just wanted, Grayson was awesome to go grab those for me real quick. She's so cute.
Yeah, I definitely got to get you over on my channel and interview you about your books.
Well, good. I've got, like I said, we do so much stuff. You can see I've got piles of wood and other things because we're just constantly working on and doing things. So it's
because I mean, it's like you're doing the tumblers. You also do the engraving. I mean, all that stuff. We can just throw it right on there, and I'll pound your head.
Hey, I'll take you up on it. Just shoot me an email. Josh says the story might make him cry. No, it's not a sad story.
Good night, Mike and Brianna. You guys have a good night. Congrats on your 1,000 mark. Let's hope you stay there.
Yay! I'm so happy for them. I've been following them for a little while now. I met them on Tuber Chat, as a matter of fact, is where I met them originally. So,
oh wow,
really, really cool. And if you guys haven't checked out Tuber Chat, that is a way to kind of meet other channels. There's quite a few homesteading, quite a few outdoors channels on there. It's fast to follow. I'm telling you, it's you really have to pay attention. I can't do it on my phone, and a lot of times I try to, but I have to sit in my office and watch because like I said, the chat's moving really fast. It's just a place where you can meet some people. So yeah, and Kevin was in here.
Yeah,
earlier.
me too, Storms.
Sometimes it's hard to keep up with the chat and stuff when you're like talking and try to, answer everybody's questions and everything in the chat as well. It gets a little overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah, and Tuber Chat is still in here, so it's awesome. Yeah. Kevin, I'm so glad you're in here. Like I said, I follow yours as often as possible. He's got a membership, and I want to talk him up because he does an amazing job of getting people connected. But one thing to know with Tuber Chat is if you go in, there's 3 different levels per se. You can send him like a super sticker or a super chat, and your name gets right up on the board right away, and you'll be in line. If you're a member, your name gets on the spinny wheel first. And then once all the members kind of have gone through, and there's a time where sometimes the members there's still a few. When he gets down to like 6 or so, and don't quote me if I'm saying this. Please tell me if I'm saying this wrong. But if his wheel starts to get a few, then he starts putting on everybody, and then he focuses on each channel individually. So you get a chance to really to meet other people. I've met some really, really great cooking programs on, cooking channels. I've met, like I said, some other homesteading and outdoors, but there's also some other where you could, there's Devil Dog saying you share playlists, you can get watch hours. So he encourages meeting outside of Tuber Chat as well, which is really, really cool. So definitely check him out. Thank you, Kevin. Larry brought me a Dr. Pepper. I've drinking all of this down while we were sitting here, so I'm bound up with caffeine now. So I'm like, I've got canning to do tonight. So, but yes, no, definitely check him out. And it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and they're all different time slots that he has as live. And they run, I want to say about 2 hours or so from start to finish, maybe sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. But his Monday one is in the morning for me, and then I have my live like an hour after. So I'm able to do that. And he jumps in lives for different people. He checks out channels. He does his research. He definitely knows what he's doing, which is awesome. So check him out. Like I said, I decided to join as a member with his because I'm getting all sorts of people and hits from them, and he does some awesome shout outs. So yeah, and send you to premieres. Yeah, Devil Dog's a member too. So, but he does all sorts of stuff. So check him out.
Caitlin's Family Farm just came in. She is one of the newer channels that is under 100. At last count, she had 48 subs Thursday night. So if you guys are not subscribed to her, check out her channel and subscribe.
All right, let me grab her channel and put it up for everyone. Oh, and I'm not subscribed. Caitlin, I am now subscribed to you.
So, yeah, make sure to check out Caitlin because I have. Well, what was her count when you were in there, babe?
Oh, let me look again. Here, it's still up.
Okay.
49 with me.
Okay, so her sub count hadn't changed. Yeah, so make sure to check out Caitlin's Family Farmstead and hit that subscribe button, and so we can try to get her up to 100 so she can get her custom URL.
Yep, I just subscribed to her, and I did Tuber Chat too.
Apparently, I need to leave because I have 2 new baby goats in my yard right now. One of my mamas just delivered babies, so I will see you guys soon. I'm gonna go check out my babies. Like
awesome!
Sure, you video it.
You can't see them. Chris is on her computer, baby, so you can't see them.
You know what? I will post a picture in a few minutes on my community tab. So,
okay, Chris is going to post a picture in just a few minutes so you can see.
Yeah, I got to get out of here too. I'm a little bit late for a meeting.
All
okay, guys.
Soon.
Bye, guys.
I'll talk to you later. Thanks everybody that subscribed for my channel. I appreciate it, and I enjoyed it. And I'll see y'all again next time.
Bye, hon.
Thanks, Wendy.
Okay. Wow, that ran about a little over 2.5 hours. That's pretty cool. A lot of the channels that I had reached out to or tagged did end up coming in. And so I will go over those channel names again since they came in. Steadfast Homestead, last count was 457. Little Ridge Farm, his last count was 182. Brampton Gardner, last count was 969. The Organized Pineapple, my last count was 453. Squirrels Magnet Fishing, last count was 439. Bland's Promised Land, last count was 940. Great Farmer Freelance, last count was 428. Michael's Adventures, last count that I know of was 968. Oils and Wellness with Marsha, last count was 81. Homestead Love, newer channel, last count 28. I thought you were a mod. Hold on. Well, I already thought you were a mod, so. Okay, where was I? Crap, I don't remember. Oils and Wellness with Marsha. Okay, her last count was 81. Homestead Love, 28. Caitlin's Family Farmstead, last count 48. Let's try to get her bumped up a little closer to the 100 mark. Chicken Beak Mountain, the last count I have is 30. Let's get them bumped up. Webb's Web, last count was 26. 12 Stones Ranch, last count looks like 68. So let's get them bumped up too. Mike and Rihanna family vlogs hit their 1,000 mark tonight on my channel. I feel so awesome about that. Hopefully their 1,000 sticks. Annie's Kitchen, I have written down on here. She is also Annette at Apple Tree Urban Homestead. So her Annie's Kitchen one is at 927. So let's get there up. Sweeney's Creek Farm was on here tonight and gave us a tour of his farm. His Australian accent was totally awesome. Loved it. But last count was 962. Let's get him up to that 1,000 mark. And that is all the ones that I had on my list. I will be contacting, sending out probably another email to some of the ones that I couldn't because of the email. What, darling? Last comment. Hold on. Hendrickson Family Farm. Hendrickson Family Farm. Hendrickson. Wendy, make sure you tag them in the video description. Yeah, I will, babe. I will get that done as soon as I get off of here. That's okay, Homestead, where you are. You're driving, so we want you safe, and so you stay safe and just drive. Hello, Homestead Aquarius. He goes, I don't have an accent. You guys do. Actually getting ready to get off of here, Dale. I'm getting pretty tired. So, but Glenn and Jessica gathered together. You'll have, gosh darn it, you'll have to go back and rewatch. We had a really good night tonight. Guys, make sure to check out everybody's channels. Glenn and Jessica, everybody. Make sure to check out, as Brenda just put in, Stephen and Mr. Boots and Bounty, because if you are a newer channel, you need to subscribe to him because he has that help desk and it has been absolutely amazing at helping me. When I restarted my channel back in January, I had like maybe 19 subs and I wasn't really a channel. I had just thrown up a couple, like 2 videos, and that was it. And I came across his live one day just out of the blue. I wasn't even subbed to him. It just had that he was live. And so I clicked on the live and clicked on the sub button and sat there and started watching him. And I've been watching him and I've been learning ever since. And so he has taught me, I mean, so much. So make sure to check out Stephen at Mr. Boots About It. Gosh darn it. I'm sorry, guys. Got up earlier than I wanted to because I'd love to have slept till noon and I'm just tired. So, but anyway, it has been an amazing night. It has been awesome to meet all these new channels that have came in. You know, all the channels that I just mentioned. And, you know, remember that we have got some channels in here that are so close to that 1,000 mark. You know, Brampton Gardner, Bland's Promised Land. There was one other. And Michael's Adventures. All of them so close to that 1,000 mark. So, yeah. Sweeney's Creek Farm, close to the 1,000 mark. So come on, let's get them there. Glenn and Jessica, we are at 709. Yes. 2 Dolings. She had 2 baby girls. Chris, the little goats.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. But, hey, Wendy, don't forget that. I will, hon. I'll type it up professionally first on my computer because right now it's written on notebook and you probably wouldn't be able to read my handwriting. So, but anyway, I am going to go ahead and get off of here and I will check out Chris's page real quick so I can show Hunter the picture of the baby goats. And then
Yeah.
Jeff has been in the background for quite a while.
Shut your.
No, he's been looking at his phone. But he's been here. He's asked a couple of questions from time to time. So, but
Okay.
Hunter, did you want to see those baby goats?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Okay, guys, I'm going to get off of here so I can show him the baby goats. So, hugs to everybody. Love you guys. Bye, guys. Oh, Eddie says hello, Jeff.
Tell him hi.
He says hi. But bye, guys. I got to get Hunter in bed.
Well, have a good night.
Yep.
I wanna,
Josh said hi, too.
Hey, Josh.
I want to see the baby go.
Okay,
I wanna see
okay.
the baby goats.
Okay, hold on. Somebody tagged her channel. That was mine. That's Devil Dogs. Here, Chris and Larry. Community tab. That was 3 hours ago. Let's refresh. Yeah, it was 6 days ago. Chris, are you still here? It's posted? Okay. I'm going to get out of my YouTube. Let me refresh. There we go. Oh my goodness. Look.
Ooh.
Aren't they so cute?
Yeah.
Look at them. It's just the two of them. There. Right there. Aren't those adorable?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Daddy. Let's go bed.
I know, I'm sorry, but anyway, Chris, you got to see his
Yeah, your
reaction.
toys
He
picked
thought it
up?
was cute. So anyway, good night, everybody. Yeah, I showed him that one too. That was a cute one. But hugs and loves to everybody. The survival prep got on just in time to type in his WW. So good night, guys.